All right, we are live. Now, I just need to check my audio because this is a recurring issue. If you're on YouTube live streaming, you'll notice that a lot of people start going off and then their audio is not actually on. All right, all live. Some audio is on. Okay, great. That's always a good first test. Good tip for any live streamers out there that want to get into it. Okay, agenda for today. Let's do this. How do I make my thingy big here? Okay, never mind. Okay, so agenda for today. We are going to be playing with cheap Ethereum, which is a fork of the Ethereum blockchain, which is basically a much cheaper version of everything Ethereum does. So the concept there is there's all these distributed apps and all kinds of like Web 3.0 and DeFi or decentralized finance. A lot of amazing things that we could be doing that we're not doing because currently the Ethereum blockchain is super expensive. Every time you want to do something on Ethereum, how it works is that you have to pay like gas and it like costs money and stuff. So yeah, cheapETH is this thing that was invented recently to try and help with that issue. So I'm going to be experimenting with some kind of apps in order to do that. This stream is going to be a little bit different to normal because while I'm streaming, I'm going to be watching a stream of somebody else at the same time. So this is what I normally do when I'm programming is I'll like watch a geohot video and code. So this is the latest one he's done. So
Need a professional website?
Super weird because you're watching me, but I'm watching somebody else at the same time. So you'll be watching two people. Yes, okay, let's see how that goes. Now, let's get into it.
Alright. It's a stupid Mac because I disabled the...
Anyway, so this is geohot. He's like a
security
legendary hacker.
OBS doesn't ask for microphone
so I'm going to be watching
him.
him
So I have to start OBS from the terminal.
do his stream on
so
also
no audio,
the stuff he's doing with cheapETH. Obviously a lot more advanced stuff, so I'm just going to be doing a basic thing. Before we start, here's the main concept. I need to make cheapETH. I want to create a distributed app that allows me some cheapETH to flow my way. So I thought of an idea. There are different ideas. This is one that made me lose most of my cheap Ethereum, was this thing called cheapCrasher. So how cheapCrasher works is basically it's a betting app where you'll see, oh geez, look at these people here placing crazy bets. Oh, holy moly. Holy moly. Okay, so what happens here is on the left here you see there's like a multiplier. So if you guess your multiplier correct for that round, you'll get paid out what you guessed. If it crashes before it gets to your multiplier, you lose all your money. Simple, right? So let's say I'm going to pick a multiplier of 4 for this round. If it gets to 4, I get 4 times my money. Let's say see, lost all my money. Okay, next round, I'm going to bet 5 cheapETH that it'll get to 2 times. And it's going. I'm in the money. Boom. It was above 2 times. So I got 10 ETH back. My original 5 ETH times 2. Okay, so let's play. This is how it goes. So you click here, play. And this is the round that you can bet in. So I'm going to bet that round. I'm going to bet, let's be conservative. I'm going to bet 1.5 times. That's my cheapETH address. If anybody is willing to donate some cheapETH to me, there you go. So place that bet. Okay. Now I open my MetaMask and I need to send that account my bet. So I'm going to bet, let's say 1 cheapETH, and oh shit, 11 gas. No, that's a bit too much. 1 gas. Okay, now it's pending. If you can see there, the transaction's pending. If it gets to my transaction, then my bet will be placed here. You can see here, this is the leaderboard. Here is the current bet. So you can see there's no bets currently held. Okay, transaction went through. As you can see here at the bottom right, my MetaMask says the transaction went through, and my bet is 13,587. 13,587. So exactly 10 bets from now. All right, so now we need to make sure that our bet actually did arrive here. So let's just let this thing keep running and see how it goes. In the meantime, I'm gonna keep playing geohots because it's just like background noise, listening to a legendary programmer doing his thing while you're programming.
I'll show you guys.
So
I bought this meditation headband. It's an EEG. It's made by Muse. They should be paying for me for this product plug, but they didn't. I paid full price for this on Amazon. Well, not full price. I saved 5% by using my Amazon Prime credit card. Also, they should pay me money. Hello, everybody. Hello. Okay. So, what are we working on tonight? Well, you can know cheapETH. You all know the cheapETH.
So, how do I make this thing stick to the front now?
I wrote this morning. Will it stay cheap?
Okay.
Speculators. Goku wrote this poem. I love this poem. We'll do a nice dramatic reading of it. One day speculator will buy all the air, not to breathe, only for hodl, and everyone will suffocate, and finally speculator will be sad. And that's how I feel about speculators. We're not here to hate on speculators all stream. We are here to actually try to accomplish something. Yo, what up, Johnny Man 9? I might even minimize chat if you guys get too distracting. So, so let me
Such a gambler.
I'll just write in the readme bridge.
What is my bidding? 1.5 times.
Oops, that's not readme.
See, here's my cheapETH.
So basically, we have two chains.
21 cheapETH. Okay, here's my bet.
Law,
I need to break 1.5.
two chains.
Are you ready?
No, what's that? What's that great song?
1.5.
My favorite 2 Chainz verse. Oh, isn't that one he does with Big Sean and Champions? Yeah, that's.
Oh my god, I lost my money again.
Yeah.
Damn, man.
Alright.
This thing is so
The ETH chain and the cheapETH chain.
good at taking people's money.
So, ETH chain has 1000x more value than the
What is
cheapETh.
George doing? Let's just get an idea of what this guy's up to.
In order to move value between chains, we need a trusted way to get
so he's talking about
the state
getting
of each chain
Ethereum to cheapETH and vice versa, like linking the two somehow like that. Okay. Back to my flipping money losing ways here. So I started.
You might think,
50.
okay, so you can just do
What are you saying, George? He seems drunk today. Well, like normal, but maybe it was just a bit tired. So I started with 50 cheapETH.
But the problem is, then you can sign the message both at once. You can sign both the withdraw message and the deposit message at the same time.
I got donated 50 cheapETH because I'm on the cheapETH Discord and people were like, go, and then I sent out a tweet, and because I sent out a tweet about cheapETH, they donated me 50 cheapETH. cheapETH is 1,000 to 1 Ethereum. But I spent half my money on this stupid betting game. So this gave me an idea. Okay, how to make money is you make an app that makes you money. So yeah, this because trying to bet and win on this thing was a stupid idea. Okay, and you can actually see that this app or DAPP or whatever is actually done quite well for itself. So this is the address for this cheapETH DAPP. If you look at the transactions here, this is the current value in the account, 64 cheapETH. And you can see there's my one here, A116. So that's my one, deposited 1 cheapETH, and that's it. You can see some of the other guys that's recently played here. This guy put in 5, got back 7.25. This guy bet some money, got some money out. This guy got some money out. This guy lost multiple times in a row. And if you go to here, this is me. Okay, so a lot of money going in, not a lot of money coming out. Mainly because I didn't know how the flipping thing worked and just kept pumping money in there and then realizing you can only do one bet at a time. So I lost like all of this money because yeah, I was being stupid. Golden rule of doing anything, of making money or investing, is know what you're doing. Only invest in what you know. This obviously isn't investing, it's even worse. So second golden rule, only gamble in something that you know. I'm gonna make
the problem is, well, you're the address owner and you can attest to signing that message. You could just not do the deposit. Or even if the deposit did end up on the main Ethereum chain, the transaction could fail. So you have to confirm that that deposit transaction is actually embedded in the other chain. And the only way to do that is to have the state. So we need a trusted way to get the state of each chain onto the other chain. Now let's start with the L1 to L2 bridge, because I actually don't think they have to be the same. If you want to get all of the value, maybe they can be the same, and maybe this idea actually does work both ways. If there's
So I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do so that George can do all the talking and you can just follow along with what I'm going to do. My idea is I'm going to create a Twitter bot and a cheapETH address. And then what happens is you put money into the cheapETH address, and it's a Twitter bot that follows you. So you can choose which account you want it to follow. And then basically each tweet of yours that mentions the word, or actually any tweet you tweet, it will retweet and it will like, and like maybe I'll create some options. So basically the idea is you put money into your account for this cheapETH Twitter bot, and then it does certain actions and follows you and does whatever you want it to do, and then that deducts like credits from the account that you deposited into it. So a follow is 1 cheap Ethereum. Let's say each tweet that or the first cheap Ethereum is a follow, and then each tweet that you tweet, it retweets, and it that deducts like that deducts a 0.1 cheapETH or something like that. So let's sketch this out here. What are we trying to do? So let's say let's go here. Okay, so what are we trying to do? So we're going to create a Twitter bot. The Ethereum goes in here, and then let's say the first cheap Ethereum is a follow. And then it's 0.1 for each interaction. Which is, let's say, retweet. And then maybe, or just a like, or something like that. Retweets. I don't know what's good with Twitter. Maybe not retweets. Maybe just like. It likes all your tweets. or we just create like a group bot. Basically, you put money in, and then as long as there's money in the account, it's going to retweet any tweet with the word cheap Ethereum in it. Maybe I should just do that anyway. I should just do that anyway. Yeah. And then people who put money into the cheapETH Twitter bot, it's going to interact with you. So let's say there's Twitter, and then if you put money in, let's say you're purple here, okay, you put your money in your cheap Ethereum, and then it follows you on Twitter, and then it does a retweet, and then it does whatever. So he's smiling. Okay, cool. So that's basically the concept here. And then what happens is all the money that gets built up in here is cheap Ethereum that I can play with for my DAPP. Okay, cool. That's the basic concept. So I'm going to do that and listen in on this.
There's enough miners on cheapETH to secure the value. But if you want to do it, it also doesn't work because ETH is expensive, and like I don't even want to have to do one transaction per block. When you look at a lot of these optimistic rollup solutions, the cost is actually incredibly high on the main Ethereum chain. So let's just focus on L1 to L2. So the L1 state, L1, which is ETH,
I'm going to use the Twitter API.
I'm just texting.
Okay, so Twitter API. I looked at the.
I say good. I'm actually streaming on Twitch right now.
And they say that you can
I'll
actually
be
do this.
free around. Chain is so L1 is the ETH chain, is secured by proof of work. Now generating a fake proof of work chain is both very expensive and also well, let's just say it's very expensive, and I think that's good enough. Okay, so my idea is basically this: deploy contract on L2 with a, what do they call them? The checkpoint hash of ETH. Okay. How it works. If you trust, you can mend with a checkpoint hash of an ETH block. You can manually audit this. The same way you would audit the same way you would audit the contract address. Okay. Now, anyone can submit future blocks of the chain. Block headers of the main chain. The contract validates that they are correct and have the right difficulty. If someone submits a longer chain, the contract follows that chain. So think about it like we are running, think like we are running a light node on cheapETH itself, right? I don't know how doable this is. Know how doable this is, but it would be nice if it worked. Right. So you could modify Geth. You could put this in Geth. You could put some of the logic in Geth. You could put some of the logic in a bridge. Like, so theoretically what you could do is you could have a, if the hash function, if this can't be reasonably written on ETH, on the Ethereum platform, you could have a special contract address on cheapETH, which contains the main ETH state.
See, maybe what I should do is have the activation on Twitter itself, because what I was thinking is create a website and then people input their details on the site. So here's person, here's customer, and then I was thinking you have a website here, they put in their @handles and whatever, and then from here I see what's happening on Twitter. But maybe I can do everything on Twitter. So instead of that, what I do is just go, okay, here's Twitter. This guy must just send me maybe a direct message with his cheapETH address. Let's say whatever 123, and then with that direct message I know who the person is because it's that person who sent the direct message on the DM, and then my bot basically follow and it's going to look at this address, and then on the ledger, here's the ledger, it's going to say, okay, cool, is that address here 1123 ... So I can just do a check here to say, okay, cool, is there money in that ledger on my cheapETH Ethereum? If yes, then -1 cheapETH for follow, and then each like retweet like whatever is yeah, like whatever, that's like an additional cost, something like that. See, so until this balance reaches 0. So let's say he put in 5 cheapETH here. Yeah, so I can just go Twitter with my Twitter bot and cheapETH ledger like that. That might work if this API works well.
But I hope it doesn't come to that. Okay? So you guys see what I'm doing? You guys see the basic idea? This is the bridge stack. Goku wrote most of the Whalegate shit. Look, like, Oh, it has a pre-mine. Oh, haters. Yeah, cheapETH has a pre-mine. No shit. How else were we gonna do, this? And if you have a problem with that, are you a speculator? Yeah, wow. I feel relaxed. The meditation app today was really good. I liked it. I've been drinking tea. I'm gonna go get some more water for my tea. Okay, what we gotta try to do is we gotta figure out how to compute the Ethereum hash and how to validate the block headers. I have a feeling that this is much easier on Bitcoin, because Bitcoin I can do this with, I know what the Bitcoin hash function is. I looked at the Ethereum hashes and they don't have lots of zeros like the Bitcoin hash. I could totally do this on Bitcoin. The other really cool thing is because cheapETH is cheap and it uses cheap gas, we can use cheap gas to run all of this. So we don't have to, none of this has to run on L1. My solution for L1 is different, and it actually pushes a lot of the logic to L2, but the value is actually in L1 with a token, cheapGov, which we did the crowd sale again in the crowd sale too. So we have a governance token on L1 where you can vote for a state hash on L2. This is really simple and works well because that token's value is itself anchored by the L1 chain. The L2 chain has, you can't say what its value is anchored by. Right now it has some miners on it. We can look at how we doing on miners. Yeah, it has 9 gigahash, which is nothing, right? So it's fairly trivial to 51% attack, but you won't really gain anything by 51% attacking it if we do this asymmetric bridge approach.
Yeah, real Python, great website. Their tools are very good. So let's use this.
So I was looking, and this is what we're going to figure out. First off, if we print, I can't really do that. I put it in my thing. Put KV in block.items. So this is a block. I'm connected to the cheapETH node up here. With Web3, I just like picked a random block.
Messages on you.
And this is what we get. Okay. So we have a difficulty,
and
we have a mix hash, we have a parent hash.
Let's
actually check 2 blocks in order. Oops.
Okay, let's get back to our mission now.
And see if things like parent hash match.
Let's update our description of what we're doing. So
we were both found by sethpool.com.
What the hang is going on? Can we do that?
This logs bloom thing looks useless. Parent hash is this. In this one, parent hash is hex83. Oh, okay. So this makes sense. So parent hash actually is the hash. So that's true. People were posting in the cheapETH Discord about this incognito chain thing. I think they think through some of this stuff. Medium average. But it was weird. It seems like Goku sent this to me and he's like, bro, I think you're wrong. I think you can do stuff without shared state, but I still don't think so. But I did look at this and they had a...
Okay, there you go. So people not too confused about what the hell is going on here. Okay, let's go. We need Python. If there's no sensitive information here, just give me 1 second. I'm going to turn my screen off because there might be some passwords and shit and stuff when I open a Visual Studio here. Give me 1 second.
Well, so there's a lot of bridges. Polkadot has bridges. This incognito thing has bridges. Optimism's trying to build a bridge. Arbitrum built God knows what. And there's these different approaches to it, but they're all very complex. What I'm trying to build is the simplest bridge you possibly can, which is basically a geth-like client that runs on cheapETH, is I think the way kind of to think about it, right? Like a light node on cheapETH itself. So what we have to figure out how to do is so I have 2 blocks here. I'll put some, don't be able to slash it off. Don't be a savage. I have 2 blocks here, and I want to figure out how these blocks are in the same chain. Now, obviously, I can't look at the parent hash because there's no way to trust that. But the idea would be that the cheapETH contract itself is able to validate that the difficulty. I'll write this in the README. Let me open it somewhere else. The key part is that the cheapETH contract must be able to validate the difficult operation. All right. So, I mean, this is the kind of thing where if I probably asked someone who understood Ethash, they would know pretty quickly whether, because I know Ethash uses a lot of RAM. So what I don't know is, do I actually need all this RAM to validate the headers, or do I not? Does anyone know that? Yeah, Polkadot and this incognito thing are relying on over-collateralization. I definitely don't want to rely on over-collateralization. We are going to need an over-collateralized L1 asset that secures the L2 value, but the L2 value can fluctuate a lot. The idea is, the whole basic idea with cheapETH is that you separate value from compute, right? The Ethereum network both does compute and secures value. The Bitcoin network is only value. There aren't really networks that only do compute. Well, I mean, at that point, if you don't care about trust, you just look AWS, right? Or anything that can do untrusted compute. I mean, AWS.
Is this causing some kind of terrible audio on your guys' side? Just realized now this is probably a bad idea to have the audio coming through the mic, coming to you guys. So maybe what I need to do is put this on, or mute. No, well, I want to hear what he's saying as well. So I need to put this mic in, and then listen to that, and then hopefully that still plays for you guys.
Yes, it's proof of authority trust, right? I don't even know what untrusted compute would look like. But the idea is you can still have some trust on your compute, but not all the trust.
Okay.
Does Ethash need to validate the headers? So I'm not really sure. Let's see if someone wrote a good Medium post on this. Validating Ethereum block headers. Okay. We need to verify the block header hash was created correctly.
How do you create a source environment again? Yeah, Python and Ubuntu. I'm using Windows subsystem for Linux, by the way. Highly recommend it. Very good option.
Yeah, okay, so these, the consensus of validators. I don't like this idea of consensus of validators, right? The beauty of this, because I'm relying on the proof of work in Ethereum. If I could make this work, I wouldn't need any consensus. Everybody could submit these blocks. Anyone could submit future block headers in the main chain. The contract validates they're correct. If someone submits a longer chain, the contract follows that chain, which is like a block reorg, right? So what's beautiful about this is the chain has to be contiguous, and the chain also has to be difficult, which is pretty much the same thing that Geth is checking, right? To be fair, people can submit wrong state, and I would have to think through the consequences of that, and it may require more block headers, right? You know how when you deposit into like an exchange, you have to wait for 30 block headers? You'd have to wait the same number of block headers here, but it would be basically the same thing.
Why is there not just a simple solution for creating virtual environments here? Like, where's the Stack Overflow answer?
Why don't I use Binance Smart Chain? So I get a VPN and I sign up for a Binance account, and then I trust that Binance does. Look, they probably won't exit scam, right? But yeah, I mean, Binance Smart Chain is the centralized version of this. You can do this on an exchange, right? What's the BNB price? Is it high? CoinGecko is my new go-to. Ugh. Oh my god, look at all that fake Binance value. Damn. BNB was the coin to buy. Yo, if I could just go back in time a month and put my net worth into BNB, oh, I'd be rich.
Apparently, George is a no-coiner. Only cheapETH. Only holds cheapETH. I don't know if I believe him on that one.
Is this not, like, you know what the nice thing about cheapETH is? You're never going to see this shit. You know, that's half the reason for the pre-mine. If cheapETH ever becomes expensive, more than 1 over 1... cheapETH's actually on an exchange now. We can look at the price of cheapETH. So part of the reason for the pre-mine as well is to make sure cheapETH... See this? This here is going to be the biggest sell wall you've ever seen. Because cheapETH is always worth 1/1000th of an ETH. Now, the free market can let it fluctuate less than that, but if it fluctuates more than that, you're gonna, it's really gonna have a lot of pressure. It's gonna have a lot of downward pressure to stay at this. No, if you put your net worth into BNB, they would have exit scam. I'm not that rich, guys. I doubt it. You'll know I'm a no-coiner. Yeah, 46 billion. I think I'm a no-coiner. I just have some cheapETH. It's actually Goku's cheapETH. Because, I'm a no-coiner. Someone commented on the Discord. They were like, "How do Goku and geohot have the same private key?" I'm not touching this crypto shit, man. No coiner. This guy.
I don't know. Do you guys believe him?
I'll have some cheapETH because it's not a speculative asset.
I don't know. Oh shit. I don't know if I believe him, dude. This guy says a lot of stuff that's not quite. Says a lot of stuff that's just for the lols and whatever. So let's take everything he says is kind of like a pinch of salt.
Hi, we are Yuda and Maya Devere, and
that's great for you. Great, guys. Don't ever use Wix, by the way.
George, please shell Chainlink. Yeah.
Squarespace is good.
Why is POC?
WordPress
oh my god.
is the default.
POC is a banned term on Discord.
Don't ever use Wix.
Oh, that's sad. Oh, that's sad.
Do I have to install Python?
I agree with the sentiment of Goku's poem. One day speculator will buy all the air, not to breathe, only for hodl. and everyone will suffocate, and finally speculator will be sad. That's my problem with speculators. What's a BIPOC? I don't care if it has to do with any of that, like, you know, that like all the new racism's language. I'm out on that. I'm out on that. You know, here's my brain, and here's the part of it that I want to devote to that. And it's like, you see the space between my two fingers is 0. But I do want to devote some of my brain to figuring out how to validate that generating that block from that block was actually difficult.
Why is this difficult? I mean,
I've never heard of a BIPOC in my life.
First of all, we're going to take a look at where the global environment currently lives. And we can do that with the which command. So in this case, I'm going to be using Python 3,
this is what I need.
which means that I'm going to add this suffix, like 3 suffix to all of my commands here, like pip3 Python, which my Python install. I'm going to use.
Yeah. So you're in the thing, and then you go Python 3.
Use the magic incantation Python 3-m venv, which stands for virtual environment.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to tell it to create a virtual environment inside this MyPython project folder, and I want it to create that inside a new subdirectory called venv, which is just, you know, a naming convention that I
all right.
So we just created the new virtual environment, so this should finish any minute now.
Yeah, that's what I needed. I don't know what that other nonsense was. Okay, so Python 3 mvn.
A boring, inexpensive proof of concept. I like that. If someone's making a startup and they had a BIPOC, that sounds like a good investment. A boring, inexpensive proof of concept. That's what cheapETH is. You know what? I'll say this. I'll make a political comment. You know what's so nice?
All right, so we just
you couldn't avoid part of
now
your
when you
brain
look at
being taken.
Sorry.
contents of my project folder previously was empty. Now I've got the whole Python install, and we can drill down further that we've got. This is where all of our
whatever, and then you just have to activate it.
Tiny self-contained virtual environment, Python environment, installed inside our project.
Okay.
Taken up by Trump. Comment. I'll make a political comment. You know what's so nice? Like you couldn't avoid part of your brain being taken up by Trump, right? I don't have a strong opinion on the whole thing, but you couldn't avoid part of your brain because someone would have to tell you some shit. Oh, did you hear what Trump did today? And now, no one says that shit anymore, and it's great. It's great. Oh, we can like not hear about it, you know? That's right. Block quick. Super light. Yeah, this is what I want. Except instead of a constrained device, it's the Ethereum blockchain.
Okay, in our virtual environment, now I can install things. Tweaky. Now let's install Tweaky. Okay, so Tweaky.
Ethereum header receipts root field. So the Merkle root, is that the state root? Okay, let's just Google these terms and see if we can find the algorithm with how they mix. The state root, the mix hash, and the hash.
I'll need a thingy.
Here we go. Maybe this. How does Ethereum work anyway?
Now we need a new Twitter account, I suppose.
Greedy heaviest observed subtree. No, I can't reject transactions. It is decentralized, and hypothetically, the price of cheap ETH could go above 1/1000 ETH. But you know, I'll put downward pressure on it. You're just giving me you're just donating to the Cheap Ethereum Foundation if you do that. So let's keep the price at a good, reasonable 1/1000th of an ETH. And look, can you bust through the wall? Yeah, maybe. And then, you know, that's when it's fork o'clock, you know? Fork o'clock. Seethflip.xyz. All right, let's try. I got my wallet here.
You need to apply for this stupid thing.
Please connect your wallet. Connect wallet.
Okay, let's try.
What do I want to... Yeah. I have this account. Connect wallet. I have this account, which has 1.1 ETH in it. Let's go. All right, 1.1 cheap ETH. A game outcome. Flip them. YOLO. See, that's what's great about cheap ETH. You can just YOLO onto some weird ass website. I lost. Fuck that. I want to win.
This is what I want to do. Some app like this. Hold on,
Did I win?
Is that his cheap ETH or was that his real ETH?
Game outcome. Flip them.
Cheap ETH.
YOLO. See, that's what's great about cheap ETH. You can just YOLO onto some weird ass website. I lost. Fuck that. I want to win.
Maybe I can build a rock, paper, scissors game with 2 people on at the same time. But how would... I would have to take a rake. Do you bet, the other person bets a game of 3?
Oh, wait, do I have to battle against... Is this I battle against someone else? Seethflip, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I bet more this time. I'm gonna win it all back.
These guys are good. They actually built like a whole website that
Yo,
works
this is supposed to not be a degenerate stream, boys.
Sorry.
I shouldn't be playing Seethflip. Yo, remember that stream where I played that code? Yeah, I won! Yo, I love this shit. Oh, this is the best thing ever. Oh, yes. Wait, where's my money? I'm the champion. Now just wait and let the money roll in. Oh, now we're talking. Hey, you guys should come play Seethflip. I lost twice at the low, but I won one at the expense.
Okay, so I need to apply for this nonsense. So I'm gonna do that next time.
Yo, whenever they're adding
Obviously,
betting to
that's
Smash
boring.
64, let's
So
go.
I'll do
Let's
that,
go.
and then while I'm doing that, for next time, I'm going to do a proof of concept. Alright.
Let's go.
Proof of concept is I'm gonna set up a website.
I might go put some.
No, I'm not even gonna set up a website. It's gonna be a VIP proof of concept. VIP proof of concept. So what that means is I do everything myself. It's a like very important person VIP MVP, a minimum viable product. So set up the concept of how the app's gonna work, but then I just do everything myself. That's the idea. So VIP, like you actually doing it. So all that's going to happen is I'm going to set up this Twitter account, and the concept is that it's going to be a DAPP, but actually it's just me over here doing everything. So I look at that, and I look at that, and then I do the tweets. Okay. So manual labor, but that's how a VIP MVP works. You must read the Lean Startup to figure that out.
Some shorts on it. been wearing pants all day. I'm just kind of sick of them.
So in order to do that, we're just going to create a Twitter account and then advertise our Twitter bot that's just actually me behind the Twitter bot.
I still need to get an answer.
So
I got distracted. Thanks, chat.
Twitter.
By seat flip. All right. Should we do a 3 minutes? Should we do an EEG meditation to see if I'm doing well? I gotta pee and take my pants off, put some shorts on, and we'll do an EEG meditation, and we'll come back to that.
cheapETH bot to the earth. Let's see, that is probably going to be the new slogan for cheapETH, which is like instead of to the moon, it's stay on earth. That's like the basic concept of cheapETH. It's not, we're not trying to get it to the moon. So what name should I call it? cheapETH cheapbot.
Yeah. Yeah, we wearing some shorts, boys. We're wearing some shorts. Alright, no. We'll save EEG meditation for a little bit later. And then we'll go. We gotta figure something out, okay? We haven't made any progress on this very difficult problem yet. The idea is to create a hash value. First, create an RLP. Below are the steps to calculate a block hash. Hashing the above object refers to the block hash return to power.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my stream. I'm busy creating
only the inputs
a Twitter bot that makes money using cheap Ethereum. But I'm listening to George at the same time. So
in a block header and reorder it as below.
Wait, hold on. I need to hide my screen. I'm typing a password. Give me 1 second. Password. Oh, that's the wrong one.
Parent hash.
Password.
Uncle hash. Wow, that's a lot of stuff.
Okay, cool. Alright, so let's do this. So cheap Ethereum
RLP
is
and code.
a fork of the Ethereum network. And it is 1,000 to 1 ratio. So if you have cheapETH, you can get. I mean, if you have Ethereum,
so I know Optimism wrote this stuff.
And it's
Optimism wrote RLP.
The main concept is that you can actually build dApps. You can do whatever you want with it, and it costs you no gas, or virtually none. Currently, the Ethereum network is like 100 gas for just one transaction, so it's like inoperable. That's why if you look at the Ethereum price, it is not doing too good relative to Bitcoin. Because of these issues. So if you look at where, like, how Bitcoin has risen compared to Ethereum, like, it's done alright, but not in the same, like, not in the same league basically. So yeah, this is a big issue. So this is supposed to be the solution to bring fun back to Ethereum. That's the basic concept. That is the basic concept, and I'm all for it because I missed the initial hype cycle and like everyone making money off their flipping Bitcoin. So now I'm trying to get into it. But the first rule of investing and or speculating or gambling is know what you're doing. So I'm getting into it, I'm getting involved so that I can understand and then hopefully make money.
Key on chain. Full disclosure, I did contract work for Optimism. I think they're really cool. I think they got the real technology. I think cheapETH is just the cheap technology, but you know, sometimes cheap technology does well. You know, what's it? A BIPOC. It's a boring, inexpensive proof of concept. So they wrote. They libraries. Yeah. See, look, they wrote RLP. Oh, sick. Look, they wrote RLP on here. This is amazing. Optimism's already written a lot of the stuff. Let's make sure we're in MIT license. Yo, these guys, man. I think this is most of what I need if this is gonna work. Okay, so I RLP encode that, but nothing here is difficult so far. So where's the difficulty come from? Should we actually try to do this?
Okay, this is my cheapETH address. If any of you guys want to donate,
This is actually in my card. Alright, let's go. RLP encode Python.
Huh? Yeah. There's my MetaMask.
Quickly install RLP. Okay, I already have RLP. Cool. Python RLP. Well, let's first get these things that we need. What do we need? Okay.
cheapETH address. Cool. And my Ethereum address.
Parent hash.
Where's for Ethereum?
Uncle hash.
It's
The
my
fuck? What if I don't have any
Ethereum
uncle?
address. So you can go from your MetaMask, you can
uncles.
change between Ethereum and the normal
Yo,
Ethereum.
I'm
menus up
uncle-less
here.
over here. I got
This is the
0
concept.
uncles.
This is how much Ethereum I have.
Coinbase. What's a root?
Totally missed out on
I'm
that.
always
that
root. If
adventure.
anyone questions that, I'm always root.
Oh, it's the same address. That's interesting.
Okay. So Coinbase, I assume, is
Same
minor,
address. Okay, that's cool.
and this does not.
Should be the
There's got to
same.
be some code for this. Can someone just find it? Geth block RLP hash. This is the same one that I found.
It's the same. Yeah, it's the same. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Guess a fork means that your address stays the same then.
Yeah, how many viewers you got?
How many views do I have? My viewers dropped off. That was too boring for them. Okay. Never mind.
Shot
Let's keep
3.
going.
4 shot 3 LP.
Okay, cheapETH bot that retweets anything with cheapETH and can be funded to this cheapETH address.
Sweet.
That's me.
yo, you got a Merkel? I got a Patricia.
Let's spell Ethereum.
Oh my god, there's like V's, R, and S's too. I don't even know what those are. What is VRS? Had to talk with my uncle and he agreed that my privacy about the only thing I need back. Truth over fame, you know, I respect the blatant shit. This is called, you know,
What is this?
beefing with Drake hour. So we beef with Drake and talk about how Drake used to be good. And how Drake should start rapping, you know, good again. Start rapping well, yeah.
Joe Biden. Yep. Barack Obama. Kamala Harris.
Illustrated.
Elon Musk. Boo. Okay.
Is this gonna have anything I want? I heard the barbershop on
Cool.
the great debates all the time. Who's the
Let's
best
do it,
MC? Kendrick, Jigga, or Nas? Big Sean, Andre, Wale, Tyler, Mac Miller. I got love for you all, but I'm trying to murder. Oh, can't say that. 1 trillion market cap. Yo, I'm a no pointer. Yo, check this out. My aunt sent it to me. It's a little drone. Let me turn it on. Oh, yeah! Yo, it's flying. It's flying. Oh, it flew for a little bit. Let's try again. No, let's see it's off now. The battery died?
Whatever, George. Okay, let's go here. Alright.
I think
now,
it's battery.
I'm gonna say I need some kind of. I don't know. How am I gonna know if somebody sent me money on cheapETH? I need like a notification system. Maybe I can create a DAPP that sends me an email every time I receive.
We charge the drone.
Money. Oh no. What? I can check how much money is in my wallet. I just need to get a direct message. Yes. Okay, that's
this doesn't look that useful either.
So
V, R, and S. Okay, those are properties of a transaction.
Let's do it like this. But I need to make this stream like fun. If I'm just doing a VIP MVP, it's not.
You know, I bet Optimism would just know this. I should just ask.
Not that interesting. I need to try and actually code in Solidity. Let's actually try and do some coding in Solidity. So what we want Solidity to do is every time there's a deposit, it will send me an email. Come on, that should be easy. That should be easy. Let's go.
Whew. That don't look easy. Information required to drive block header. Okay. Here we go. Block header. Okay. Parent hash. What's an armor? The hell's an armor?
Oh, this seems difficult.
32-bit hash, which combined with the nonce. Okay.
That allows it to create a.
So these are the block headers. I think we have to put in the block header. When combined with the nonce. Okay. The difficulty is all contained in the So I'm confident we can do block header validation. That shouldn't be hard. What I'm not confident in is, can we validate mix hash?
Oh my god, that is complicated. What he's doing. Okay, so there was a stream he did that I watched yesterday where he created the DAPP. So I need that link. So that I can create my own DAPP there. Let's go. Figure this out. It was on this channel. Yeah, this guy basically just posts all of the Twitch videos that George streams. Okay, so let's look what it did here. The common error, he starts rattling off and then his audio is not even on. And it takes a while to even realize his audio was on. Anyway, okay, so somewhere here he's creating the thing. Yeah, this thing here. So I need this address. Remix.ethereum.org. Remix.
I think this is the Ethereum IDE. All right. So now, I think this should just work with cheapETH, and we can code some Solidity right here. I don't know why that's being slow. Is this streaming okay? Cool. Ethereum just takes forever to load because it's got featured plugins. Oh, it all seems very complex. Solidity.
Okay, so we need to do exactly what he's doing basically. This is a interesting stream for you guys to watch, which is probably why you're not watching. Oh, you are watching. Hello to viewers. Okay. So we need to program something in Solidity. Remix is the website you go to do that. And Solidity. Now we need to connect this to the blockchain, the cheapETH blockchain.
Yeah, this looks like a good contract. Storage. How do we deploy this to the cheapETH network? So, yo, I will send you right now. Thank you for posting an address.
To figure this out. However he does it is what we're going to do here. So bear with me as I'm basically just watching, you guys are watching me watch George program this thing. Let's go.
Okay.
So he's looking at the code, which is a
storage. This looks pretty good.
Just like the default code that comes with Solidity.
So now,
like a
what happens if I deploy
IDE?
this contract to the network? I don't know how to do this. This all looks complicated. Compile. Publish on Swarm. What's Swarm? Swarm.
I actually watched this whole stream while I was programming the other day.
It's a group of persons joining to support the development. Bytecode. Ethereum. Deploy. Creating and deploying a contract. Compile. Yeah, I swear this used to like work. This used to be way simpler. They changed Remix. Here we go. Deploy and run transactions. Environment. Injected Web3. Account.
Okay.
Yeah, let's connect that account to my MetaMask.
You have to connect it to MetaMask. So let's go into my window that has MetaMask. MetaMask open.
Cool. All right,
So
now we have an account.
So the first step you need to do is you need to install MetaMask. Now it's connecting up here. I don't want to use my real Ethereum. Thank you very much. I want to use my cheap Ethereum. So I need to move from mainnet to my cheapETH net. See what I'm doing there, guys? That's how you do it. You go up here and just go to cheapeth.org, I think. Figure out how to do that. Now, if I connect, you'll see I've got 21 cheapETH, so I'm going to use this account. Connect.
Gas limit, value, storage contract. You know what? Deploy. Why not? That's the beauty of cheap Ethereum. Everything on cheap Ethereum is cheap and the gas price is only one way. So let's deploy. We just deployed a storage contract to cheap Ethereum. I see you guys posted some addresses. Let me hook you guys up with some cheap Ethereum so you could play along. This is a sophisticated burn.
At least watching this with me means you get to skip the video along to the important parts.
Subscribe to my Twitch and get free cheapy. Yeah, boys. Gotta sell out. Keep crypto. Stays with me on the street.
Blah, blah, blah.
Goku.
Okay,
1997. That kid's a genius, man. Goku.
Okay, let's go, George.
Windows tutorial was not complete. All right. So wait, did we deploy this contract? Oh, sweet. We deployed this contract. Okay. So now we got an address. We can go in here to the convenient cheapETH block explorer. Look, I made a shitty block explorer, and then someone from the cheap Ethereum community made a good block explorer. Yeah, it's much nicer. All right. Okay. So now we've deployed this contract, this storage contract, and we can store a number and we can retrieve the number. Now, let's see if we can actually use this contract.
Interesting.
See. This used to have a way to like use contracts. File Explorer. The number. Oh, here, right here. Cool. Look, I can store a number. Let's store the number. What's a good number? Wow. Wow. Thank you for. I got y'all. Look at our little block explorer here. And look, we got 2 gigahertz. And then, so you can a little. Could do any task when I'm at home. All right. So what number should we store? Let's store the number 45. I can click store, and now this is sending a contract to the cheap Ethereum blockchain. And now when I click retrieve, right now it's still 0, but we give a second for somebody to mine a block, and the number 45 is going to be stored for all eternity in the cheap Ethereum blockchain. And you guys can play at home with this remix. Yeah, right. You know, now is when I should do like some web dev stuff where we can actually make a contract. What good contract can we make? What's good simple thing?
Okay, so that's how it works. Let's test that out then. So that's the default storage contract or whatever. So let's just try and deploy that. This is the account. Gas limit value, whatever way, contract, blah blah blah. Let's just use the default storage contract. So what does this do? It's like some kind of Java stuff here. Store and retrieve value in a variable. So creates an int of number, and it runs a function called store, which takes the number. Number is equal to number, and then retrieves the number. This looks confusing a little bit. Is it because there's stuff here? Address, event, owner, modifier, instructor, message. Okay. Ballot. Oh my word. This is not JavaScript. I don't know what this is. Voting stuff. Holy moly. What is this? This looks a bit like JavaScript. Try. This deploys it probably. This is the thing that puts it on the chain. So come up here. Oh, Solidity is advanced. Yeah, read me. Okay, this is an example project, and what it does is contracts holds 3 contracts with different complexity level donated with a number prefix. Okay, so that's why the thing looks complicated. The first one's the easy one. Scripts holder contains example async await scripts for deploying the storage contract. Okay, that's for deploying the storage contract specifically. For the deployment of any other contract, contract name or constructor args should be updated along with other code if required. Scripts have full access to the Web3.js and Ether.js libraries. To run a script, right click on the file name in the file explorer, click run. To run a script. Okay. Okay. It'll appear here in the terminal at the bottom. Alright. So let's try. Let's try this. Run. What is it doing? Storage.json was really be compiled. I need to compile. No, I need to compile this thing. Okay, so now it's compiled. Now contract. That's the contract. I can publish on Swarm. I can publish blah blah blah. I can do all that stuff if I want. But now I want to run the script that runs that compiled storage JSON thing. Okay, let's try now again. Whoa. Hopefully this is my cheapETH here. Okay, so I'm going to pay 1 GUI. Contract deployment. Contract deployment. Huh. Here's the address. Is that what George did? It seems like he did some other stuff. Contracts. You currently have no contract instances to interact with. Oh, there we go. Oh, deploy contract. What's this? Oh, here's deploy. So I compiled and I ran it. It wasn't deployed. I don't know. George made that seem very easy. Let's just watch that again one more time.
Same MetaMask, and you just got chain ID in Meta.
The typical hacker just smashes away at stuff until it works.
This used to have a way to like use contracts. File Explorer, compiler, deploy and run transactions, eh? Oh, here, right here. Cool. Look,
Okay, so what did he do? First went. Just clicked stuff so fucking rapidly.
Oh. Yeah, I swear this used to like work.
Okay, he compiled.
This used to be way simpler. They changed remix. Here we go.
But so I ran the script, but I didn't deploy. What? Oh, but it said deploy. Well, let's check that address now. Let's check that address. That's how we can determine if that what the story is of that thing. Okay, so here here's a contract account. Maybe because I didn't deploy it. Oh my word. This is assembly. Oh, that's cool. So I deployed it. I mean, I didn't deploy it. Whatever. Let's click the same buttons he did. Close these other things. Deploy. Oh. Contract deployment. New contract. Another new contract. Oh. Okay, so I guess you have to deploy it from here in order for it to show up here. Interesting. So what is this thing? Contract. Or retrieve. Huh. Okay. Anyway, that's got its own address now. So contracts is I need this address. Okay, is this different to this first one I had? No, 4F, that's that one. I need this address here. Okay, so transaction hash from my account to storage, blah blah blah, hash input. The same. Where did he get his thing from?
Deploy and run transactions. Environment, injected Web3. Account. Yeah, let's connect that account to my MetaMask. Now we have, you know what? Deploy. One gas prices. I see you guys posted some addresses. Deployed a storage contract to cheap Ethereum. I see you guys posted some. You want to leave or monetize? Yo, guys, up to my Twitch and get free. Never sell. Look at cheapETH. Okay, Ether before. You should join. My boy Goku does.
Okay,
Goku.
okay.
Windows tutorial. Okay, so now we got an address. We can go back. Oh, sweet. We deployed this contract.
Oh, you just copy the address here. Okay, so this is the address here. And you can scan it here. Okay, so this is my address for the contract. And we can save this address here. You guys are quicker than me with this, whoever's watching the stream. You can actually send cheapETH Ethereum to this address before me, and we will be able to store this number forever before I can. But I doubt there's 2 of you watching, we'll be able to do that in time. Let's see. All right. So now I'll do what he did. The number I'm going to store is 42 because that's what you do. And then you have to pay some gas in order to do that. Anything on the Ethereum network that involves doing something requires you to pay gas. So gas is measured in gwei, and gwei is the gas something per Ethereum, whatever. Actually, what does gwei stand for? Gwei. The gwei. Ethereum average gas price. Gwei. Someone just tell me what is gwei. Oh, that seems complicated. Gwei. Okay, so the smallest unit of ether is a wei. Oh, so it's how much wei it costs for the gas. Okay. Oh. Wait, can you just tell me what gwei stands for? Anyway, whatever. It's like basically the cost of doing business on Ethereum. So confirm. That is now done. Store. Contract deployment. That's stored something now on the Ethereum thing. Now if I retrieve, gives me my number back. And this is the code that it does to do that. So let's sort of half figure that out. Contract storage. There's a number. Oh, store is probably an inbuilt function. Oh, these are the functions here. Oh, so here it creates the functions. So this is the function, and it has an input of num, which is this. That's cool. So it's a default user interface for the type of functions that you create. And it's a public function, sure. And number, it's the num. And then when you retrieve, does that. So I can store something else. It just costs me gwei to do it. So gwei, I want to pay 1 gwei. Did it work? Oh, I have to wait for the transaction to go through. This is the beauty of what the guys are doing with cheapETH. Thank you so much. This is awesome. If you try to do this with real Ethereum, it costs a freaking boatload. I actually did this with the CryptoKitty nonsense. Got involved, same thing. I was like, yeah, gotta like understand this stuff and whatever. And I was like, okay, I have to have a CryptoKitty in order to understand what is going on. So this is my CryptoKitty. I'll show you my CryptoKitty. I need to be on the main net. That's my account. Reload. CryptoKitties. Pew pew pew. Toby. There we go. CryptoKitty is Toby. Now, Toby. Okay, too high. Now, Toby is a CryptoKitty based on the Ethereum blockchain. I put him on offer, sold it to sell him because I am tired of looking after this cat, and I said, okay, cool, why not 100 Ethereum? Why not? You know, then the Ethereum price skyrocketed. Guess how much if this cat sold now be worth? Oh, a cool $200,000. Great. So then I was like, okay, let me cancel the sale, because let me just rather sell it for like 0.01 and I can get like a couple dollars from it. Guess what? Doesn't help, because to cancel the sale requires gas or Gwei on Ethereum to make it work, and that's too flipping expensive. So this thing is here forever until somebody sells it, and the value of me creating this cat is basically embedded in here forever, because yeah, can't do anything. Stuck. There's Toby the crypto kitty. Okay. Cheap Ethereum, completely different. You can do all of this for nothing. It's like a fake currency. It's like a pseudo currency. Okay, so this thing got to Digit Store. If we retrieve, does it cost Gwei to retrieve? Data out of bounds. Length 0, offset 32, blah blah blah, buffer overrun. Oh, whoa. That seems too advanced. What is this? Why? Buffer overrun. What happened? Let's look at our transactions. And George can keep talking in the background while we do this.
Nonce.
This is the details of what happened with that transaction. This is called a block explorer. The block explorer is how you see what's happening in your cryptocurrency. Input data.
What's an armor? Did they change the name from uncles? Because no one like what is armor? It's like Russian for uncle or something?
21 confirmations. These are the miners that are.
They're not intentionally making stuff harder. They're definitely
24
not.
confirmations. Nonce is the.
Okay.
Like to with mining.
Ethereum mix hash.
It's done. Maybe it hasn't finished yet.
Mix hash is actually calculated from nonce as intermediate value when validating POW, proof of work, with the Hashimoto algorithm.
Confirmed. Transaction was confirmed. Confirmed. Gas limit, gas price. Oh, so you set the price of the gas. That's what a Gwei is. So the gas, like how much gas can they use to mine your thing?
Hashimoto light.
And then you choose the cost of the gas. That's the thing you can control. Kind of the network itself determines the gas limit.
Pi
Or something like that. This is the actual gas that it used. So it used 100% of my gas, but they accepted my price of 1 Gwei for the gas, basically. Yeah. So this is determined by the market. This determines how quick you want something to be done. You increase the price of your gas.
From Ethereum import utils.
31 confirmations. Okay, cool. So why now I can't retrieve this
Oh,
number? Oh, there it is. Done.
Sure, it's not that hard to
69.
find big endian to int.
Has been retrieved from a storage contract. Now what I want to do is,
Utils, big endian
if
to int.
a transaction comes in, send email.
Oh, what a nightmare.
That's what I want to do. So we need to deploy a contract like that. Okay, let's see if one of these default contracts can do something like that.
Pip install Ethereum utils.
So this is a contract.
How do I import Ethereum
It
utils?
has
Is that the from Ethereum shit?
Address.
Deprecation warning.
Contract.
This project has been renamed to ETH.
Contract. It has an address and an event. Event owner
Big
set.
Andy into ink.
Address. Old owner.
Great.
New owner. Modifier is owner. Check if
Pip
is owner.
uninstall
If the
Ethereum
first-
utils.
The first
Yes.
contract.
Pip install
So it
ETH
costs you gas to
utils. Are you happy
deploy
now?
and store.
No
but not
module named
retrieve.
ETH utils.
Interesting.
From ETH underscore utils. Oh, gotta make it an underscore. Okay, good. Alright, now I have Hashimoto Lite. Let's go over here and get the Hashimoto
The
Lite.
first argument of retrieve evaluates to
Hashimoto
false. If the first argument of retrieve.
Block number, cache, header hash, nonce.
The first argument of require evaluates to false. Execution
So if I want
terminates and
block
all
number,
changes
I
to
can
the
just get
states
that. That's
and
just
interdependencies are
block
reverted.
number.
Interesting.
Not actually
This-
two blocks yet.
This
I don't know
used
what
to
the cache
consume
is,
more
and I don't
gas
really know
in
what the
older
header
EVM
hash
versions,
is.
Not anymore.
What are these things called? The header hash?
EVM is the Ethereum virtual
Parent
machine.
hash?
which is the thing that is what makes Ethereum special. The thing that makes Ethereum special is that you can run computer programs on the
There's
blockchain.
some documentation on this.
So it's like gold. This is actually quite cool for you guys to watch. How many people on? 2 people. So Elon Musk posted this recently, which is pretty hilarious. Let me show you a video explaining what this is a really good video that I recommend. Elon. Yeah, cryptocurrency explain. You guys can check this out.
Redskins, dodo heads, tepid lemonade. Get out of it. Redskins, dodo heads, tepid lemonade.
Hey, mate, I'll take 5 of your Ratskins and one of those tepid lemonades.
It's one chicken, mate. It's not a chicken.
No, that's much better than a chicken, my friend. That is gold.
What?
Gold. The currency of the future.
Great, come back in the future. Redskins,
No,
tepid...
mate, I don't think you understand. This has unlimited use.
Can I eat it?
No,
Can I wear it?
no, you
Can I use it as firewood?
no.
It's starting to sound pretty limited, mate.
But you can melt it and then turn it into whatever you want.
Can I turn it into food?
No, you can't eat it.
Is this gonna take long?
Hold on your horses, mate. We are dealing in futures here.
Oh, what's that? Is that a rock?
No, worse, it's cold.
Oh, cold. How do I get some cold?
Gold. I have people mining for it.
Oh, you have people. La-dee-da. We got a rich one here, eh? What do you pay them with?
Gold.
Next!
No, they say that this currency could be worth 1,000 Ratskins, maybe even more, in just a few years.
Says who?
The people with gold.
Fuck. Next!
Look, every economy ever has been controlled by the big chicken banks.
Next!
And this is our opportunity to get out from under the big chicken boots,
Fuck me.
shake up the market, and start taking back our economic independence. Are you with me?
No.
Really? Come on, man. Look, all my mates are doing it.
I'll just get your hand off it, all right? Everyone's trying to predict the next alt rock. First it was stone, then bronze, then iron, now gold. What can I even do with this shiny shit? Make fucking jewelry out of it or something?
Yes, you can do that. Great idea, because it's malleable. And, best part of all, there's fuck all of it. It's a finite resource.
Mate, I'll tell you what a finite resource is. My fucking patience, all right? Now piss off!
You know what? Stuff it. I'm taking it back. It's like talking to my dad.
Yeah. Why don't you go discover avocado and smash it on toast, you dickhead?
Yeah, maybe I will.
Sorry, mate.
I'll have a dodo head, thanks.
Half a chicken. Piss on me, not you two.
Oh, no. This is way better than gold. It's silver, or as I like to call it, light gold cash. It's faster to mine. It's...
Got to be the last one, surely. Ratskins, dodo heads,
How great was that? Back to creating a Ethereum DAPP. DAPP on the Ethereums. Okay, here we go. So this does what? Require to check if functions are called correctly. As a second argument, you can also provide an explanation about what went wrong. Require message.sender equals owner.
I don't know what any of this is. Seems complex.
It's the same. It's like what George is doing, literally creating like blockchains and stuff, is like what I'm doing, just trying to figure out how it works. So it's so crazy that it's all about levels, because he's just doing his level stuff and I'm doing my level stuff, but we're going through the same process. That's why, although I'm new to programming, this is a great experience, because it's like, how do you solve a problem? Whether it's a complicated problem or menial, trivial problem, the process of solving problems is very good and important, and that's how you increase your skills. I have officially launched a blockchain, digitalized, decentralized app. And I never did that before today. Now I can post to my friends at the bar saying, I dapped on that Ethereum.
They make so hard. Name cache is not defined.
I'm on a ball, medicine ball. This is good practice for your posture.
There has to be an example of this, right? Can someone link me to an example? Banana Pudding, thank you for gifting subs. You know, if you gift subs, I'll answer one question.
I think I lost my second viewer. Okay, let's go.
I'm going to move my head. Yeah. Isn't this what I'm trying?
Okay, so the first argument of require is what you're testing for. The second argument is the message if the test fails. That's what require does. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. Modifier. So what is modifier? Modifier is
No, if it doesn't have mix hash, it's
so
not.
constructor takes
We need to validate that there was actually
and
difficult.
says owner is equal to message.sender.
And actually, I read something that was very concerning. Mix hash is actually calculated from nonce as intermediate value when validating POW with Hashimoto algorithm. But this calculation is still pretty heavy, and a node might be DDoSed by blocks with incorrect nonces. Mix hash is included into block to perform lightweight proof of work.
Owner set. Old owner, new owner. Change old owner.
Actually, here. I can just install Ethereum, can I? We can start with that.
An event. Oh, wow, this is big. Let's just return something. Whereas this is more complicated. Where's the actual function? Oh, here's the functions. Change owner. Get owner. Get owner returns owner.
What are the odds that's going to work?
External view.
No module named Ethereum. Tip 3, uninstall
returns address.
How do I install this crap? I might try the EVM.
the function change owner, public function. Okay. Okay, this is good practice example stuff, but I just want to create a very simple one. Where
Never mind.
it's just.
Gonna have to figure out how to just write this. Okay.
Also, how do you
We
interact
have
with these
Hashimoto
steps?
light.
That's what I want to know. How do I interact with them? Because here it is here, but how do I
Block number cache.
interact with this without?
This get cache shit. It calls this other function mic cache. Oh, I have pi attached, don't I? Okay. So I know what I want for mic cache. Yo, do you have a mic cache today? Get cache block number.
Run the DAPP.
Cache seeds. Need an epoch length.
Right in manager.
Unicode objects must be encoded before hashing. Yo, make your shit work with Python 3. Cache by seed.
Run
Order
transactions.
dict.
Deployed.
Are we using this max items crap? It is. I don't think we need any of this cache by seed.
How do I run this
That's just
outside
for
of
speeding
Remix?
this up. Wait, actually all I really need is mic cache. Alright. Oh my god, mic cache takes forever! Oh, mic cache, oh, yo, look at...
Damn. Yeah, it's complicated. Okay.
Wait,
Let's simplify this
like
out.
iterating...
Solidity. We want it.
Wait, never
to
mind, then this doesn't look hard at all.
Do something when money gets put in.
Wait, this looks great. If that's really all I have to check.
Do you know what? George did this in his previous stream. You should actually just be watching this stream and going along with what he's doing here.
Okay, so now we got an address. We can go in here to the convenient cheapETH block explorer. Look, I made a station of cheapETH. Same MetaMask, but what you want to do in MetaMask, download meta stuff, or we can code stuff in Solidity. All right, should we deploy a real cheap DAPP?
What basis?
I don't know what that is.
On the game.
This enables, whoa, this might actually already work. Let me just connect it to Web3.
No, that's the old.
30, okay. I've read 30, okay. Twitchies are ERC20 token on cheapETH.
Yes, blah blah blah. It's complicated nonsense.
Million things, it's so complicated. Don't make me compile it on my computer.
Why is this so small? Where did you get this code from?
Okay, I think it compiled. I'm sure I have to set the, here we go. Implementation of the XXX contract. Twitchies is ERC20 capped, ERC20 mintable. Ooh, I can mint them, sweet. That means I can do what's called a rug pull. Oh, you guys are gonna love getting rug pulled. Like, where do I set the initial supply? Or maybe I don't. Maybe since it's mintable, there is no initial supply. There at least has to be
a...
Oh no.
Here we go. Here we go. Okay, so this is the simple thing he did. What he did is created a simple DAPP that basically just whatever money got taken in, it returned to that address double the value or in cheapETH.
Shit. Yo, sons, I got you right here. I'm gonna send you a little cheapETH, so you can double your cheapETH with the convenient doubler contract. Don't you wish there was a doubler contract on real ETH where you could send it 1 ETH and it would send you 2 ETH? But there's not. All right. Value 10 Ether. Contract interaction failed.
So this receive function is probably when it receives money. Receives money and it's payable. Why do you need a constructor?
If address.thisBalance is greater than 0, message.send message value 2, and we're going to call it the doubler. Okay. So I have a bug. Expected that, but got that. Okay, maybe we don't need that. Compile. All right. Failure condition of send.
Whatever, we can skip
like
to
an hour and 10 minutes.
We can skip to when it actually started working.
It's like a scam.
Okay, so message dot value. Message dot sender dot transfer. Oh, this is pretty straightforward stuff, actually. Pretty straightforward stuff. Contract. You need a constructor. You need a constructor. What is the constructor for? Greater than this and less than that. Why less than? I don't want less than. I want this thing to keep going. Pragma Solidity. Like very few people actually doing this stuff, so the help on this is probably not great. Pragma. The Pragma keyword is used to enable certain compiler features for checks. A Pragma directive is always local to a source file. Oh, okay, so it doesn't affect anything, it's just for compile checking. Okay, that's fine. So contract this. Okay, so we're going to create a new contract here. Okay, new contract. I'm going to call this email on paid dot sol. Okay, see, this doesn't have a constructor, so what do you need a constructor for? My typing is so bad. Structural. I was just practicing my typing yesterday. Constructor is optional. Only one constructor is allowed, which means overloading is not supported. After the constructor has exhausted, the final code of the contract is deployed to the blockchain. Oh, so constructor does a bunch of stuff when you run it to deploy, and then the remaining stuff is deployed. Okay. What language is it? It does that stuff. Sorry, oh guys, I'm tired. I did boxing for like an hour before I came here. Contracts. Blah blah constructor. This is the constructor which registers the creator and the assigned name. See, this is, it does stuff. So it gives, here's variables, but then it sets variables in the constructor, and then it does the rest of the contract. Okay, so we don't need a constructor. It's good to know. Next, we want to know that money was received. So, how does George even know all of this stuff anyway? Like, how does he know about this?
Line 10, you're saying I have bug?
So you go receive external payable. Okay, let's go. Yeah. Receive. Oh, there's things built in here. I need a function first. Oh, it's just receive. Receive. My spelling works. Why it's not the default option? Let's increase the size for y'all. Okay, receive. Doesn't help much, does it? The font stays the same size. Receive external payable. Okay, so this theoretically means when you receive something from outside that was paid, then do the following. Send an email with the address and the value to me saying this address paid the following value into your DAPP. We should probably put a limit. So we should say a minimum amount. So if the amount is less than, or no, should we have a minimum? Yeah, we should say if the amount is less than 1, then return the value. Return it? No, but that's going to cost me gas, right? No, so don't return it. Just be like, you send a message. Message doesn't help either because you just put in, it's just a transaction. So there isn't any way to send a message, I don't think. Okay, so this is what we want. We just wanted something simple. Next thing is we want to be able to send an email in Solidity. Okay. Is it possible to add email notification triggers into a smart contract? Not directly. You need a third-party service that is watching the blockchain and then sends an email if it sees some condition happen. Alternatively, you could build such a service yourself. You'd need to be very careful your service isn't used by spam, floods. This is why such features weren't built into Ethereum from the start. Probably best to mitigate the risk. Best way to mitigate the risk is by charging when an email is sent. Oh, in other words, they don't want people to be able to send emails with your smart contract, but I just wanted to send an email to me. Probably not the best idea to be storing people's email addresses, blah, blah, blah. Yes, you can use blockchain to email.com API. If you would like to schedule notifications at a set time, you can use something else API. Or email sending there, here's an example. So it's an API, there's a contract, there's a function, send email, email address message. That's complicated. Why do I need to use APIs? How old is this? 2016. By email. I need to send cryptographically signed messages off-chain, e.g. via email. Let's try this. How to print a message in Solidity. How to print a message in Solidity. Registration. Voting. Contract ballots, voter, proposal, press, public check, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so somewhere in this tutorial it said email. Creating verified signatures. Okay. Imagine Alice wants to send a quantity of ether to Bob. Alice is the sender and Bob is the recipient. Alice only needs to send cryptographically signed messages off-chain, via email to Bob, and it is similar to writing checks. Okay. Oh, that's not okay. No. That's not what we want. We want actual email. Let's read the latest Solidity. That's old Solidity.
And they failed, and now they're hater. And that's where haters come from. You've been Rolls Royced. You know what? Once upon a time, I heard Charlie Miller say, ever since they came out with ASLR, fuck exploiting shit. And everyone in the community was like, Charlie Miller is noob, ASLR so easy. But now they have like 17 million protections. I'm out. I guess I'm just the next Charlie Miller. The common one was full of haters, man. And the common one, it wasn't even full of good haters. It was full of pretty uninformed haters. The haters used to be more informed. But I can respect intellectual haters who get their facts straight. You know what I mean? Look, man, I'm a Drake hater, right? I think Drake used to be a great rapper, and then I think Drake fell off. But during Beefing with Drake Hour, I cite very concrete reasons. You know, let's look at the lyrics to Tootsie Slide.
Hold on. I just realized something. If I'm creating this contract and people are paying money into it, how the hell do I get my money out? I need to create a password, and then if the password is a certain password, then send money to my address. That's what I need to do. So, but how do I interact with this thing outside of Remix? That's what I need to figure out. So here's Remix, here's my DAPP. Huh? Where'd it go? Where's my DAPP? What's going on? Oh, wrong screen, sorry guys. So here's my DAPP, but how do I, okay, so you can load a contract from here. So theoretically, if that disappears, I can find my contract again by putting it there, and here's my contract. Okay, so deploy and run transactions. So this is your environment. This is the account that interacts with the contract. Gas limit, whatever value, way, whatever contract. So here's how you can deploy a contract, or alternatively, you can find an address and you can interact with those contracts here, deployed contracts. So I can create when my contract receives money to send the tweets, I can have an interaction with the contract here that allows you to retrieve the money from the contract. Okay, got it. I created my thing in the wrong Remix. Can you believe it? Hopefully it's still here. Okay. Yeah, new. And this contract is called well, it's just a test contract, right? So we want to send notify on paid .sol. Okay, save. Yeah, saved. Okay, so trick here is to find a way to be notified when somebody's made a payment into my smart contract. That's what we need to figure out.
Do you want to dance with me? No. I could dance like Michael Jackson. I could give you...
Okay, I already heard him rip on Drake.
Yahoo Answers, boys! Alright. Expected, that, actual, that.
Solidity, send a notification. I mean, how do you do?
Why doesn't this work?
Not directly. Send in the secrets. Safe Market is using regular asymmetric encryption for messaging.
Could I be computing the mining hash wrong?
That's not right. Send a message. How to send data to another
I
address.
don't really think so, because I copy and pasted this almost exactly, but who knows? There is a stupid hash function we don't use.
Like, why would you not be able to just send an email? Email is complicated, I guess. Well, how else will I get notified on my phone when there's a payment? Maybe if I just have the MetaMask app on my phone, and then it's like, oh, okay, boom, you've received a payment. That's boring. I want a smart contract to be able to tell me that that's happened. Okay. Once I've deployed a smart contract, can you edit it?
Okay.
The immutability is applied to all transactions in the blockchain, including transactions used to deploy smart contracts.
Alright. How much of that is the cache? Because I guess we only have to make the cache once for the block number.
Oh wow.
What's the whole delay is in that?
Oh wow. Interesting.
Which is good, because if the delay wasn't in that, we'd have a problem. Like, I don't know how much of the work is actually in the proof of work. Oh, just because it's bothering me. I'm gonna space there. Let's get a space. Ooh, I think we probably need 2 spaces. That's a good number of spaces. Okay, good. Why doesn't that match? We solved this mystery, and you know we can join the Scooby-Doo squad. Why does this work?
You need to have an external process watching the blockchain.
You know what? Let's just download this Pi EVM.
EVM does not see outer world or other servers. Interesting. EVM only sees itself. You can make a software that looks for events in a contract and use the data to send an email or SMS. If there would be a way to implement a proof of email sent.
Wait. Is this mining header API thing important? Oh, maybe I ignored this. No, okay, well, that one is a block header API, so I don't know what that means. It's just a type.
Interesting. So the Ethereum virtual machine environment is its own decentralized environment. I guess that's the problem with Web 3.0 or whatever they call it. This
Okay, I mean, this can't be totally wrong.
Ethereum network is that everything is only in the network. It doesn't have any way to interact actually with the internet, or it doesn't see servers on the internet. Huh. Okay, that failed. IPFS augmented calls. What's IPFS? Interplanetary File System is a peer-to-peer hypermedia protocol designed to make web faster, safer, and more open. I've heard of this.
Because my block hash is correct. The only thing I can think is that my mining hash is wrong. Maybe this ABC thing matters?
Okay, I've heard of this.
Private cache and nonce, which can act as a temporary. It's derived from mining header, but we add those 2 new ones in. Okay, and this doesn't look wrong. It literally looks like this is just that, but
Huh? No, it's a 5.
perfectly, right?
Which would not only cost you some gas if the message is long, also expose your number on the blockchain.
What's missing?
Send it via IPFS using Xnotify.
Alright, let's figure out where they use mining
IPF
hash.
supports methods will be prefixed with X.
Understanding of the mining process, okay.
Interesting.
You can see they're validating the work. Here we go. Mine pow nonce.
So you
This
can
function,
send
they will
an
learn something.
SMS with
It's just passing mining hash right
IPFS.
through. Yeah, this doesn't do anything.
Method 1, method 2. Okay. Okay. So it is possible?
It's not even a small number. Okay, so this is totally wrong still. What am I doing wrong, boys? Who knows?
But IPFS is not going to be on the cheap Ethereum network, I don't think.
What is a finalized block?
Server-side demons. $85. This is an SMS service on Ethereum, allowing one to send SMS via Ethereum function call. That's not really what we're looking for. Guess there's no really.
The only thing I can think is
way
like
to do
there's
this.
another like thing you have to do. Like you can't just call mining hash or something. You know? Where is this actually being set?
Notifier, no.
Don't see it. Unless that's actually a block. Oh yeah. So it's literally just block.header.mining hash. It's just this crap. Which is exactly what I copied.
A contract in Ethereum can be used to store data to other software in a centralized server to externalize the
property.
calls.
With bytes. Maybe I should call it
What's that?
hash32.
Oh, so maybe I can make it interact with the website, and then any post to a website sends me an email. Oh, that I could do. Oh, that's easy. Okay, so Ethereum does not see outer world or other servers. Therefore, you can make a software that looks for events on the Ethereum. If there'd be a way to implement approval email sent. Blah blah. Okay, so yeah, we just needed to interact with something on outside. We just needed to make an HTTPS call, and then we can do it. We can go from there, basically. So can Solidity make an HTTPS request?
Get mad headers. We'll go and import that up there. Alright, let's put those validate links back in. The only thing I think is that one of these lengths could be wrong. Okay, let's do length of mining hash, length of mix hash, length of nonce. 32.8, that should be right. Again, I think that maybe the nonce is backwards, because I know I saw that. No?
Okay, your contract is actually asking an oracle to make an API call for you, and not make an API call itself. This is because the blockchain is deterministic. For more information, see this. To answer
Fuck off with the encouraging of drug use. Drugs are bad, kids. You all think I'm on drugs. One of these days, I'm going to take the drug test out, and I'm going to do the drug test. Nonce plus header.
Okay, so add a function.
Double SHA-3 mix.
Chain link dot request memory. Request equals build chain link request.
Calc.
Wow, chain link. Example.com winner. Request.add get. Request.add path. Send chain link request to Oracle with the request, and then Oracle payment. You have to pay the Oracle. For the purpose of an example, we are going to pretend that you want to return this instead of an address.
All days. Okay, here we go.
Return by and then convert it to an address. Get winner.
Okay, so they're both outside. The only thing is that this is after serialize hash, and this is before serialize hash.
Job address. This
is the only difference I see, right? Here's we have this thing called header, which is the mining hash, plus the nonce flipped around. That's your S. And then it does S plus CMix,
Oracle,
which is mix hash. No. Thought I'd get lucky. Did not get lucky.
The full contract will look like this. Import GitHub. What? Import GitHub.com smart contract kit chain link environment contracts. Oh wow. So it's importing a Solidity thing.
I feel like we need to deserialize the hash because we have a serialized hash.
Wow. My word.
Deserialized hash even look like?
Node decentralized a node. The decentralized Oracle network bridging off-chain computation. Chainlink. Chainlink is a middleware to simplify communication with blockchains.
Their full data set could take a few hours.
Here you'll find the Chainlink Golang node. Currently in alpha, this initial implementation we use and review by developers. Specialized Oracle network. Interesting. Easy connectivity of on-chain contracts to an off-chain computation or API. Multiple methods for scheduling both on-chain and off-chain computation. Automatic gas price bumping to prevent stock.
Hopefully I can try
stuck transactions.
add hash, import Hashimoto Lite as Hashimoto Lite Python, Hashimoto Lite Python.
Okay, so this is going to require Ethereum probably. What is is this?
Float object cannot be interpreted as integer. Wow, at least I understand that error.
Build and install Chainlink. Oh, so does this? So you set this up on your own server? Is that how this works? In order to run the Chainlink node, you must have access to run an Ethereum node with an open WebSocket connection. Ethereum-based network will work once you've configured the chain ID. Ethereum code.
Oh, because cache is something totally different.
Fucking hell.
Oh. This is terrible.
Oh my word.
This is really terrible.
Now I have to look at white papers.
Someone has to have written this somewhere. Let me check out.
No. Backtrack. Oracles. Let's make it request work. Remember Chainlink oracles. Let's see what's going on here. Okay. Chainlink oracles are blockchain middleware, so we need something to programmatically tell them to make an HTTP request. We need something to initiate them to start getting data for us.
512.
These instructions for telling a Chainlink node to start getting data are called Chainlink initiators. Okay. Start getting data when wire occurs, start getting data with the codes, etc. Do queue to data once received.
No.
Okay. Wow, look at this.
Okay.
Ethereum,
Rip that crap.
smart contracts, Chainlink. You need to give it money. Costs money. It's expensive. Wow, la 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 la. Ah! Flipping hell.
Alright. We got a link here.
Well, at least we know that it's possible, so that's nice.
You're telling me this one works in Python 3? Okay. Oh, I tried to make it work for Python 3.
Let's see what George is up to.
And it might work. Great.
Oh my god, this is complicated stuff. Look at this.
I don't think this is right. How many viewers we got? How many viewers we got, and how many of you still don't know how to fix this?
Holy moly.
How many viewers we got? I don't have that on my computer. Trying to buy pizza with a coin. You know about the guy who bought first Bitcoin for pizza? Wow, 639. Well, some of you guys are liars. Damn, 10,000 Bitcoin.
Oh my word.
Yo, I'd become a coiner if someone would give me 10,000 Bitcoins.
The first pizza ever was bought at 10,000 bitcoins.
Alright, judging by, consensus. I believe in consensus algorithms, and I believe it's 639. Oh, God. We're gonna make this work, boys. We're gonna make it work. Generating cash from block number.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to install MetaMask on my phone. And then when it receives money, hopefully I get a notification. Which might not happen, because so far I haven't been receiving notifications when I got money out of my gambling thing.
Dude, that fixed it. Yeah. Check that out. Have needed. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yo, that fixed it. Yo. That's sick. Yo, that was sick, boys. That was sick. All right.
Oh, this guy's too advanced.
We needed some
advanced for words.
cag, yo. This comes from minting Twitch. Guys, I can't mint Twitch. I have bad news. I don't think I made it mintable. I don't think I did that. You guys will have to disassemble the contract and take a look.
Let's do a different type of contract for fun. So let's whatever money comes in into the smart contract, then what happens is you check if the address is doing something, and then you make it do something else, and then you've got a smart contract. I'm too tired for this. I'm just going to go for another half an hour doing something, and then watch George do some more stuff. This is a very uneventful live stream. There wasn't actually much progress here because there's no way to send a notification on cheapETH Ethereum virtual machine outside of the virtual machine itself. So you can only do contracts within the smart contract web of the Ethereum blockchain, or more specifically this fork of the Ethereum blockchain, which kind of makes my idea not work so good, which also means that my DAPP won't be able to send tweets. And anybody that understands how dApps work will also be able to spot that my VIP will not be able to become not a VIP MVP, because there's no way for a dApp to send tweets. So my whole plan is not going to work. Let me think of another way to make money on cheap Ethereum. How can I get money coming my way with cheap Ethereum? Create some kind of game, some kind of gambling game, some kind of website. Hold on, but how do those websites that you interact with Ethereum? I suppose the web can interact with Ethereum via like set, get, update, like whatever function you have here, but then there's no way for those functions to do stuff outside of the web, only within the scope of its function range. So what I could do maybe is have a website that checks the dApp every 5 minutes, and then if there is a response from the dApp showing, maybe what it does is it checks, or I get an email. I get an email every 5 minutes, or I know, it returns the entire list of all the people that have paid money, and then where that list is different on my website, figures that out and just sends you a notification when there's a difference in the list. Maybe something like that. Okay, so the skill we need to develop something like that ultimately is have a website interact with the smart contract. So somehow we need to figure out how to do that. But what is the purpose? So let's create a purpose. So we're gonna create a website. We actually don't even need a website. We just need a server that does something. Or we set up a website where you click a button, and the button does something with a smart contract, and then it gives a response. So what can our website do? Maybe our website can yeah, maybe I can do something. What can our website do? Let's figure out how it's possible first. Let's just do research on it.
I was using SHA-3 instead of CAC, and I still don't really know the difference, but... So, you see how this number is small now? Yo, this is great. That's gonna be so easy to write on the chain. I don't think there's a way to fake it. I guess technically you have to verify that the mix hash came from the knots.
And now I'm speaking a different language. Okay, when you're doing a project, you need to have a purpose in mind so that you know the reason you are trying to create something. So you need a vision and a mission. So the mission here is you're just doing research for amusement's sake on how to have a website interact with the smart contract, and then maybe we'll get an idea from doing that.
But no one suggested it. Oh, this guy. Yeah. The ETH wiki are outdated. From reading the get source, it can be seen the following hash functions are used instead. Yeah, buddy. No, the floor's clean, boys. The floor's clean. Alright. I'm pretty happy with that. The next thing to figure out is going to be if this is actually enough. Okay, you know what? We can do a little bit of work on it. Okay, so this, well, looking like, yeah, here's how many zeros there are. Okay, so that requires like 40 bits of work, and that's even just for ETH. Yeah, so this has to do at least right here. Doing 2 to the 48 SHA-3s. I mean, it's not really right if this is all we verify. And I think verifying the other thing is too hard. We can definitely verify this. Yeah. Cool. All right. So we'll give you a summary. You know, we're trying to communicate better right here on the George Hot's Twitch stream. We're trying to make all of you understand why it is that this stuff matters, because the why matters, boys, the why. Now that's a lie, and it doesn't really matter, but I'll tell you just, you know, first we'll eat a chip, and then I'll tell you. I really wish I had more avocado, but I don't, so. Salsa, you know what? I have some pasta sauce.
This guy's impossible to stop eating.
I bet you saw me right here tonight. Wow. Lint Bint gifting subs. I should explain things to people more. And we're just having chips and pasta sauce. That's good dinner. That's dinner tonight. Yo, are you a speculator? That's not as good as I thought it was going to be. Nah, I'm never having kids, man. The singularity's coming, you know? I couldn't bring kids into that world. It's like building, it's like building computers with Intel CPUs, you know? That's how obsolete they're gonna be.
This guy's
hello, Domino's.
philosophy is...
Do you accept cheapETH? Oh, you don't. Okay, also, do you have a copy of Battletoads? No, Battletoads. Yeah.
That was a cool game.
Quiznos accept C. Yo, make that Quiznos accept C meme. That's a great meme. You know what? It was. So, with respect to the SEC, you have something called the Howey test. I was looking, but I'm pretty sure that's unprofitable. On L2, and GC gets 51% attack so much. The hash, verify that it was hard to generate, and then figure out which is the hardest chain. To use to generate it, and then figure out which is the hardest chain.
Am I still streaming? What's going on here?
Even if even if they go slightly out of sync, it's okay. But yeah, and then we'll have to work out how much value this is actually securing, doing the verification like this.
Yeah,
it may not actually be that much value.
I'm gonna call it
and then you're gonna have to just wait for more block confirmations. Your block confirmations can depend based on that.
I'm gonna call it here. This was a very unprepared stream that honestly I just wanted to get in front of the camera. So thanks for those viewers who did watch, and if you're watching this post hoc, I appreciate your time as well. I'm just gonna watch a little bit more of George's yabbering here to fill out the 3-hour mark. Connection is poor, not much going on. I'm just going to be doing research at this point. So let me send this, finish watching this video, and then I'm going to cut it off. So yeah, thanks guys. Let's listen to geohot talk nonsense for a bit.
No, this bridge, the bridge that I'm talking about now, think about it as a very simple implementation of geth, but on L2. So it's a very simple geth implementation that runs on cheapETH. Someone feeds in the block header from L1 and puts it on the cheapETH network. Remember, this is cheap to do, requires very little gas, so it's a good deal. Yeah, and then you'll be able to do proofs. You'll be able to query the trusted L1 contract for the states and you'll be able to do proofs on that. Now, the direction from L1 to L2 will be free. The L2 to L1 direction is going to charge fees. It's going to charge fees, and those fees are going to be distributed to the cheapGov token holders. Because we can't do the same trick on L1. If we try to do the same thing to get from L2 to L1, 51% attacking the L2 chain is easy. So somebody could generate fake headers for relatively little money for the L2 chain. But to generate fake headers for the L1 chain is expensive. It's equivalent to a 51% attack. Well, not exactly equivalent because we're not checking that the nonce actually produces the mix hash. But if we're verifying the mix hashes, at least this is giving us some confirmation that we are following the correct chain. And we'll have to do the math on like how hard that actually is. Actually, we have, I know the first letter of that is, let's just say, I mean, there's people making a little off of that, but okay. So yeah. Once we're getting up to, once we have like, basically every block confirmation can secure $1,000 in value. So if you're trying to move, yeah, that makes sense. Wow. This is why cheapETH Classic gets 51. This is why ETC gets 51% attack so much.
Hmm. You know that George like hacked Algol. Got friends that work there, and they asked him to like see if it was hackable.
Yeah. I mean, either way, a simpler way to think about this is just like you get about 10x the hash power if you're doing just SHA-3s. So this looks like it's 10x less. It's 10x less secure, but good enough. Good enough. I mean, because everything about cheapETH is 1,000x less, right? Like if this were 100x less, you'd be a little scared. If this were 1,000x less, the security model would break. But if it's just 10x less, and that's all the gigahash, all the SHA gigahashes you can do with a single GPU, then this is secure. Well, so here,
He's just realizing cheapETH is vulnerable to attack.
No, you still have to prove. No, this wouldn't change much because you'd still like. It's not like you can spend coins you don't have, right? Because you're still gonna need a Merkle proof saying that thing was included, in the chain, and I don't even know how you. I guess you could lie.
Yeah, that's how you hack.
Say it was included in the chain.
That's how
it
you
wasn't.
Dude, that's how you hack a blockchain. How does he not know this? That's what a 51% hack
The trick
is.
to this is going to be, depending on how much you want to withdraw, it depends on how long you're going to have to wait. Moving small amounts of value can happen quickly. Moving large amount of value, we'll just have to have more block confirmations, which I think is fine. You can always, yeah, I mean, this becomes even trivial to extend the democracy stuff to this. Okay, this is going to work. I'm confident in this approach, at least for securing, very reasonable amounts of value.
Yeah.
I know the exchange cheapETH is on makes you wait 30 block confirmations. So this would secure 37. So for transactions up to $37,000. That would be secure. And yeah, I'm happy with that. Doesn't it make large transactions infeasible? Well, yeah. I mean, if you're trying to do a transaction where you're moving $1 million, that's going to be like 1% of the cheapETH network. So if you wanted $1 million, you're going to have to wait for 1,000 block confirmations. But that's still not that bad. Let's say a block happens, I think it's like 20 seconds. Yeah. So if you wanted to deposit 1% of the whole cheap Ethereum network, you'd have to wait 6 hours for the confirmation. So reasonable. So reasonable.
Nice.
Yeah. We just make people wait more blocks. The block confirmations can depend on the value.
Yeah, it's
so the
bridge
withdrawal contract won't let you withdraw. It'll just sum the total value that's been like locked into a certain state for the withdrawal. Yeah, that's easy to do. All right. So the idea of this is what this is going to let us do, but we need the other way as well. So this direction will let us do the crowd sale in a completely decentralized way. The crowd sale can just be sending Ethereum to a contract, and then you get both the tokens on L1 and the cheapETH on L2, where this direction of the bridge works. Again, you'll have to do the crowd sale somewhat slowly for the value. So this will limit, like, if the crowd sale really is, say $20 million in cheapETH value, it's going to be that times 20. So the crowd sale is going to run, what is that, like a week? Yeah, crowd sale runs for a week. Great, and there's a limit to how fast you can buy it, which is kind of cool because also it prevents, whales from buying a lot, which you never want. So yeah, there'll be a limit to how much we can trust the bridge. But that doesn't actually depend on the crowd sale. You'll keep the state around. But before the crowd sale happens, we'll have this to play with a whole lot, and we'll be able to query things from ETH on cheapETH.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We don't pump ETH, guys. It's not a speculative asset. Yeah. So we got a bit of engineering work.
Interesting.
It has to be thought through a lot more. Like I said, the bridge that we're designing today is the easy half of the bridge. The bridge going the other way is the hard part. The L2 to L1, the L1 to L2 bridge is definitely going to work in theory, and I'm very excited about it. L2?
So after they created cheapETH, these other guys created cheaper ETH, which is pretty flipping hilarious.
The solution, and you should be able to copy the bridge perfectly and do all the same stuff. Now, of course, it becomes hard to use. I don't really think you have to. You can also, maybe you can make cheaper ETH as an L2. Maybe you can make something with 1,000,000x peg, but I don't think so. I think if you did that, withdrawals would never be profitable. Right? Like that ratio between the two chains is the reason my stuff works. If you're not in that range, like it's like the solution for one hard drive looks different from 10 hard drives, looks different from 100 hard drives, looks different from 1,000 hard drives. Like infrastructure looks different at different scale factors. I don't doubt ETH is gonna, eventually hit 10K. And then, yeah, cheapETH is $10, so it's still fine. Right? Yeah, I mean, cheapETH should stay close, I think. I don't know. Look, this stuff's all very new. I haven't really thought a lot of it through yet. I might not even do this. Do I really want to get involved with a crowd sale and a token? Like, not really. If I had a better way to do it, I'll think. Maybe there's better ways to do it that just don't involve the crowd sale at all. that don't involve. The nice thing about this L1 to L2 bridge is I can build it. Maybe I'll stream tomorrow, maybe I won't. But I can build it, it seems like, in a way that's very simple. And the cheapETH people can start using it today. No collateralization required, no actual value required. You're only going to be spending cheapETH to maintain this bridge, which, you know, spend cheapETH. Like don't hodl cheapETH. Look, I really don't think. So with respect to the SEC, you have something called the Howey test. The value of a transaction for one of its participants is dependent upon the other's work, right? If a person invests his money in a common enterprise and is led to expect profit solely from the efforts of the promoter or a third party, right? This is what I mean about cheap